President Donald Trump's recent move to introduce a 10% tariff on Chinese imports, set to take effect on February 1, 2025, follows his previous decision to impose a 25% tariff on goods imported from Canada and Mexico. These tariffs are part of his broader strategy to tackle concerns such as illegal immigration and drug trafficking, particularly the growing flow of fentanyl into the U.S. The Chinese government has warned that a trade war offers no real winners, underscoring that tariff disputes can lead to mutual economic harm. The proposed 25% tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico have sparked sharp responses from both countries. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has warned of retaliation, highlighting Canada's crucial role in supplying energy resources to the U.S. Ontario Premier. Doug Ford has labeled the tariffs a declaration of war and announced measures including boycotting American-made alcoholic beverages and targeting products from Republican-held regions in the automotive sector. Companies like Volkswagen, which operates a large manufacturing plant in Puebla, Mexico, have raised concerns about the potential impact these tariffs could have on both American consumers and the global automotive market, calling for more equitable trade policies. In response, China has quietly ramped up its countermeasures in recent months, actions that have largely escaped mainstream media attention. These include halting the export of rare earth elements, vital for tech and defense manufacturing, to the U.S. In addition, China has reduced its imports of U.S. oil, a key component of the trade relationship, and has now implemented tariffs exceeding 74.9% on certain American goods, exacerbating the ongoing trade tensions. China's retaliatory measures now also target imports from the European Union, Japan, and Taiwan, signaling an expansive resistance to what it perceives as economic aggression. This video delves into the specifics of these retaliatory tariffs and assesses their potential global impact. We will also explore the broader context of these trade actions, examining the ripple effects on the global economy and the consequences for major players such as the U.S., EU, and other leading nations. To understand the origins of these escalating tensions, we begin by reviewing the tariff actions taken by the U.S., EU, Japan, and Taiwan against China. In addition to President Trump's announcement of a 10% tariff, the Biden administration has implemented significant tariff increases on Chinese goods, citing unfair trade practices. For instance, to protect the U.S. auto industry from heavily subsidized Chinese competitors, tariffs on Chinese-made electric vehicles, EVs, have soared from 25% to a staggering 100%, marking a dramatic escalation aimed at curbing the competitiveness of Chinese EVs in the U.S. market. The rationale behind this hefty increase lies in protecting domestic EV manufacturers, such as Tesla and Rivian, from the competitive pressure exerted by cheaper Chinese imports, which are subsidized by the Chinese government. These tariffs are designed to level the playing field for American manufacturers, while promoting the growth of domestic production in the fast-evolving electric vehicle sector. In another significant move, the U.S. has raised tariffs on lithium-ion batteries used in electric vehicles, from 7.5% to 25%. This is particularly critical, as these batteries make up a large portion of the total cost of EVs. By imposing these tariffs, the U.S. aims to stimulate domestic battery production and reduce reliance on Chinese suppliers, who dominate the global battery market. Efforts are underway to establish local supply chains for essential minerals like lithium, cobalt, and nickel, further supporting the growth of the U.S. clean energy industry. The semiconductor sector, a focal point in the ongoing trade dispute, has also seen tariff hikes. Tariffs on Chinese semiconductors imported to the U.S. are set to increase from 25% to 50% by 2025. This is part of a broader strategy to encourage U.S. semiconductor production and reduce vulnerabilities in the technology supply chain, especially in critical areas like national security. The U.S. has also rolled out initiatives such as the CHIPS Act, which provides funding for domestic chip manufacturing plants. Additionally, the Biden administration has targeted medical products, including syringes, needles, and personal protective equipment, PPE, imposing tariffs that will see duties rise to as much as 50% by 2024. These measures underscore the U.S.'s efforts to reduce dependency on foreign-made medical supplies, a need highlighted by the vulnerabilities exposed during the COVID-19 pandemic. Tariffs on renewable energy products have also seen a sharp increase, with duties on Chinese solar cells jumping to 50%. The U.S. government has also targeted critical minerals used in clean energy technologies, such as natural graphite and permanent magnets, with tariffs slated to reach 25% by 2026. These tariffs are part of a broader strategy to support U.S.-based clean energy businesses and reduce reliance on Chinese exports for critical renewable energy components. Meanwhile, the European Union has moved decisively in response to what it deems unfair trade practices by China. Effective October 31, 2024, the EU introduced tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles ranging from 7.8% to 35.3%, bringing the highest tariff on EV imports to a total of 45.3%. This followed an investigation into Chinese subsidies for electric vehicle manufacturers, which the EU determined were undercutting European producers. The EU has also introduced anti-dumping tariffs on Chinese imports of the sweetener erythritol, with duties ranging from 34.4% to 233.35% by 2025. While Japan and Taiwan have not yet introduced as many tariff measures, both countries have taken significant steps to protect their economies from China's rising influence. Japan has strengthened its industrial policies and bolstered its supply chain resilience, particularly in areas like semiconductors and critical minerals. Taiwan, a critical player in the global semiconductor supply chain, continues to diversify its economic partnerships in an effort to mitigate risks from China's growing economic strategies. These rising trade tensions highlight the intensifying competition among the world's largest economies in key industries such as technology, clean energy, and manufacturing. As nations vie to protect their economic interests, these tariff measures and policy shifts create a complex and increasingly interconnected global landscape. China's recent decision to impose provisional anti-dumping tariffs on polyacetyl copolymers, a specialized industrial plastic used by the U.S., EU, Japan, and Taiwan, is a clear signal of its ongoing strategy to safeguard its domestic industries amid the escalating trade conflict. The consequences of these actions will likely continue to unfold in the coming years, with potential impacts on everything from global supply chains to international political dynamics. The United States is currently facing some of the highest tariffs imposed by China, with rates ranging from 57.2% to 74.9%. These steep tariffs reflect China's concerns about American firms engaging in significant dumping practices. As a result, it has become increasingly difficult for U.S. exporters to remain competitive in the Chinese market. Major American companies, such as DuPont and Celanese Corporation, which are leading producers of polyacetyl copolymers, will be significantly impacted by these changes. These companies have long been key suppliers of high-performance materials for vital industries, including automotive and consumer electronics manufacturing in China. The heavy tariffs are likely to push U.S. exporters out of the Chinese market, forcing Chinese importers to turn to alternative suppliers or ramp up domestic production. This situation fits into the broader context of escalating trade tensions between China and the U.S., where both countries have imposed tariffs on critical industrial goods. European Union exporters will face a tariff rate of 42%, a considerable barrier, though not as severe as those imposed on U.S. firms. This suggests that while dumping by European firms was noted, the overall impact on the Chinese market is seen as less detrimental than for American exporters. Leading European manufacturers such as BASF and Tyron A GmbH, a subsidiary of Celanese, are prominent suppliers of polyacetyl copolymers to China. These companies serve industries requiring high-performance materials, such as precision manufacturing and automotive and industrial machinery. While the 42% tariff will increase costs for European exporters and reduce their competitiveness in the Chinese market, their well-established reputations and high-quality products may allow them to retain a presence in select high-value market segments. Japanese exporters will face a slightly higher tariff rate of 43.7%, reflecting their competitive pricing and substantial presence in China. Historically, Japan's proximity to China and strong trade relations have made it a crucial supplier of engineering plastics, including polyacetyl copolymers. Key Japanese players in this market, such as Mitsubishi Engineering Plastics and Polyplastics Company Limited, specialize in high-performance materials for industries such as automotive, medical, and electronics. However, these new tariffs are expected to disrupt established supply chains, particularly in automotive manufacturing, where Japanese-made materials are commonly used for components like gears and fuel system parts. Despite the higher tariffs, Japan's focus on innovation and specialized applications could help them maintain some market share. On the other hand, Taiwanese exporters are facing the lowest tariff rate among the affected regions, set at 32.6%. This indicates that China has found less evidence of aggressive pricing or market penetration from Taiwanese firms compared to their American, European, and Japanese counterparts. Taiwan's robust petrochemical and plastics industry, led by companies like Formosa Plastics Group and Changchun Plastics Company Limited, continues to be a major producer of polyacetyl copolymers. These firms supply essential materials for various applications, including electronics and industrial machinery. Although the tariff will increase costs, the lower rate may allow Taiwanese exporters to maintain a portion of their market share in China. particularly in niche markets or among price-sensitive customers. This places Taiwan in a somewhat advantageous position, even as overall trade volumes are likely to be affected by the tariffs. Polyacetyl copolymers, also known as polyoxymethylene, POM, are highly regarded for their exceptional mechanical properties, including high strength, rigidity, and thermal resistance. These characteristics make POM an excellent alternative to metals like copper, aluminum, and zinc, providing manufacturers with cost-effective and performance-enhancing options across a variety of industries. In the automotive sector, POM's low friction coefficient and superior wear resistance make it ideal for components like gears, bearings, and fuel system parts. Its dimensional stability ensures that these parts maintain their integrity under both thermal stress and mechanical loads, improving vehicle reliability and performance. In the electronics sector, POM's electrical insulating properties and its dimensional stability under diverse environmental conditions make it indispensable. It is used in manufacturing connectors, switches, and housings for consumer electronics, where durability and precision are paramount. Additionally, POM's low moisture absorption ensures reliable performance in humid environments, maintaining the consistency of electronic devices. In medical technology, POM addresses the demanding requirements of mission-critical components by providing high strength, stiffness, toughness, and lubricity across a broad range of temperatures and chemical environments. Its low extractables, high purity, and FDA compliance, combined with being free of latex and animal-derived materials, make POM an ideal choice for medical applications such as dry powder inhalers, insulin syringes, and electric toothbrushes. Overall, while the new tariffs present significant challenges for exporters from the U.S., EU, Japan, and Taiwan, the unique properties of polyacetyl copolymers continue to make them valuable across multiple industries, ensuring that there will still be opportunities for companies to navigate these trade barriers and maintain their positions in the global market. Polyoxymethylene, POM, known for its exceptional combination of mechanical durability, low friction, and resistance to chemicals, is a prime material for a variety of industrial applications. Its robustness makes it essential in manufacturing high-performance components such as pump parts, valve components, and conveyor belts, where reliable functionality under mechanical stress is crucial. POM's resistance to chemical exposure ensures that it maintains its integrity over time, making it an ideal choice for industries seeking long-lasting, low-maintenance materials. A significant shift is occurring in China's market for polyacetyl copolymers, following the government's introduction of provisional anti-dumping duties on imports from several countries. These tariffs, which range from 3.8% to 74.9%, are expected to reshape the country's supply chain and manufacturing landscape. In 2024, between January and November, China imported about 49 million worth of polyacetyl from the United States, Japan, Taiwan, and Germany, highlighting its reliance on foreign suppliers for this critical raw material. The imposition of these duties will likely prompt businesses to adjust their sourcing strategies. Companies in sectors such as automotive, electronics, and medical manufacturing, which rely on polyacetyl copolymers for various products, will have to explore alternative suppliers. This could lead to an increased focus on local production, reducing dependence on international imports. The Chinese government's goal in promoting domestic manufacturing is to bolster its industrial base, reduce foreign dependency, and encourage investments in local production facilities. However, the introduction of these tariffs is expected to raise the price of imported polyacetyl, resulting in higher production costs for manufacturers. This may have a ripple effect, driving up prices for end consumers, particularly in industries like automotive and consumer electronics. Consequently, businesses may need to reconsider pricing strategies to absorb the increased material costs, potentially impacting profit margins. In addition to the economic shifts, this move could strain trade relations between China and the countries affected by these duties, potentially leading to retaliatory actions. The United States, for example, has previously implemented tariffs on Chinese products, such as the 100% duty on electric vehicles slated to take effect in late 2024. Such retaliatory measures could further escalate trade tensions, affecting global trade and markets. One of the key challenges will be the diversification of supply chains. Chinese importers are likely to seek new sources of polyacetyl from countries not subject to these tariffs. Alternatively, industries may invest in research and development to discover or create substitute materials that offer similar properties to polyacetyl. This shift towards sourcing alternatives and fostering domestic production could improve supply chain resilience in the long run. The broader geopolitical landscape plays a role as well. With trade tensions on the rise, including the aftermath of political changes like the U.S. presidential inauguration and evolving trade policies, There are concerns that tariffs could ignite a damaging cycle of retaliation. The resulting economic strain could affect global supply chains, further inflating production costs and diminishing international cooperation. Prolonged trade conflicts could lead to heightened political and economic instability. Countries may find themselves in increasingly adversarial positions, potentially spilling over into non-economic areas of international relations. These tensions could disrupt trade routes, weaken global alliances, and create more volatility in international markets. As China continues to push for greater self-reliance in its industrial sectors, the policy of imposing anti-dumping tariffs reflects the nation's commitment to strengthening its domestic manufacturing capabilities. These changes align with a broader push for economic self-sufficiency, especially in critical sectors such as automotive, electronics, and healthcare. The global economic community faces a critical juncture. The developments in China and the potential for retaliatory measures may further disrupt an already strained global market. The rise of protectionist policies could lead to a destabilized economic environment, threatening the long-term stability of international trade. As we approach the end of 2024, the next few months will be crucial for understanding the full impact of these trade shifts. The potential for increased tariffs, retaliatory actions, and heightened geopolitical tensions calls for careful monitoring and strategic planning. Policymakers and business leaders alike will need to focus on collaboration and negotiation to prevent further disruptions. In the face of rising economic uncertainty, it is vital for nations to prioritize dialogue over punitive trade measures. A balanced approach will be necessary to mitigate the impact of these shifts, ensure continued growth, and preserve the stability of international trade. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We appreciate your support and encourage you to like and subscribe to stay informed about the latest updates in global trade. Your engagement is invaluable to us. You can also explore other videos from our channel, which are available now on the screen.